Hello, my cosmic friends. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Thank you for being here. My name is Cosmos. Welcome to Beautiful Cosmos Tarot 2. Wow, guys, we are more than 400 at this point. Thank you so much once again. It's truly amazing how far we have grown in this channel, and yeah, I cannot say it enough. Thank you. This is part 2 of the 400 subscribers Q&A in case, well, it's your first time here. And welcome once again if you are new. And like I said, this is me answering questions. Now, I'm not going to get through all of these. I know that for sure because they were a lot. But yeah, this is part 2 of the Q&A. You don't have to watch part 1, but you know, if you're curious, it'll be linked in the description down below. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. And yes, when I reach 500 subscribers, I will do another Q&A because I know not all of you can come to my monthly live Q&As where we, you ask me questions, we talk, we hang out. So yeah, consider subscribing. Okay, there. That's the first one that caught my attention. Let's put the rest back in my little magic pot. Oh, also, once I hit 500 subscribers, I will have a little contest, and I will tell you about that when I reach 500 subscribers, okay? I will make a video explaining the contest. So, let's get started. Okay. First question. Let's see. Do the members of Blackpink get along with each other? Okay. Let me use this one. Blackpink. Do you ladies get along? Oh, and one thing I forgot to say is that, well, in my Q&As, these are basically quick answers, okay? If you want a more detailed reading, leave your request down below. Keep in mind, though, I do have a long list of requests, more than 200 at this point. If you want to move your request to the top, you can always, if you're able to, of course, you can always pay me $35 through my buymeacoffee.com. The link is also down below. Okay, we have the Magician, the Star card, and the Moon. Okay. 98% of the time they do. They do get along. The problems is whenever they are on tour for almost a year. That's the problem. I know that their last world tour, that was almost a whole year long, if I remember correctly. So that's when tensions really begin to rise. But other than that, they get along for the most part. Okay. Thank you for your question. Let's go to the next one. Will aespa dominate 2025 as they did 2024? Let's see, aespa. Will you be dominating 2025 like 2024? In this one. Okay, we had the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. Well, the teamwork is definitely there. We had the King of Cups. And the Eight of Cups. There's a 75% no. Of course, SM is going to do their best, right, to keep aespa at the top. The ladies themselves are definitely going to put in the teamwork, the collective effort. I'm not saying they're going to flop, because they're not. Okay, they're still going to have their wins and stuff like that. But as of right now, based on current energy, no, not really. 75% no. Okay. this one. This one. This one is by your favorite person. Let's see. I mean, not by your favorite person, about your favorite person. In 2023, there were videos of Jungkook hugging a girl in an apartment. I remember that video. I thought it was his apartment. Okay. Either way, there was a video of Jungkook hugging a girl. Is she the ex Jungkook hasn't moved on from? Let's find out. Jungkook. Is this young lady the ex you haven't moved on from? Jungkook. Okay. This one came out flying. Okay, not that one. This one and this one. Let's see. The Ten of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. I just heard my queen. I just heard that. Four of Swords. And the Page of Pentacles. I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, this is the ex he hasn't moved on from. It looks like they were very happy at one point. But then tensions begin to rise. I mean, ARMY, BTS fandom, in case you're new to K-pop, okay? I never assume that everybody that watches my videos knows everything about K-pop. So, and I don't know everything about K-pop either, okay? I try to maintain myself informed, but whoosh, there's so much. I do my best. Now, there's good people in that fandom, in ARMY. There's good, and I have a lot of subscribers are ARMYs, and they're the sweetest people I have met so far. But unfortunately, the toxic ones overshadow those good ones. And it looks like toxic fandom was part of the reason why tensions were high. As much as they have fun laughing, goofing around and stuff like that, ARMY, the toxic part of that fandom, with them stalking Jungkook, taking random videos and stuff like that, well, that was something she could not really handle. So that's why she walked away. Yeah, dating any celebrity, whether they come from the East or the West, and everywhere in between, it's not an easy thing to do. Okay. Next one. Oh, there's two in here. Okay. I'll do this one first, and then I'll take a look at that one. Okay. This one has to do with economy. So let me put this out there. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a lawyer. I'm not an advisor of any kind. I'm no doctor, no psychologist, no nothing. Okay? That's my disclaimer right there. I'm just a girl that loves spirituality, tarot, and K-pop, and mixes it all up here in the chat. Okay? Now the question says, is there a chance of a recession in the United States? Stock markets in the near future for the next 5 years. Okay. Okay. Is there a chance for a recession? And I see myself using this deck. Let's see. Some readers, they like to use one deck. I like to use a couple. There's some in here, and then there's some off camera that you don't see. Is there a chance of a recession in the next 5 years? And this one here. Let's see. The 7th house, love and partnership, interesting. The 8th house, transformation and mystery. And I just heard stuff to tell, interesting. The north node of the moon, new life goal. And then there's Leo, the extrovert. Okay, well, based on current energy, because that is how tarot works. So based on current energy, I mean, the public figures that take care of that kind of stuff, they're gonna always gonna say no. But it seems like there's a 25 to 35% that no, there won't be a recession. Okay. Yeah, that's what I see here. Of course, that can always change. So, and like I said, I am no expert in that sort of stuff. So, and in case you're new and you stuck around, well, I am a teacher. I have worked with first graders all the way to high school. And mind you, I was sent to the high school side. I didn't go there willingly. And yes, and by the way, another thing. When I made the video announcing the Q&A, I said one question, but a lot of you tried to squeeze in there 2 questions. So I only took 1. Well, no, I gave you 3, but in 1 question, you were trying to squeeze in 2. So if it sounds like it is not exactly the way you wrote it, well, that is why. Because I only sent 3, and then the way you guys, well, some of you were putting in, you were squeezing 2 or 3 in 1 question. Okay, next one. Will the Love Out Loud Fan Fest in Thailand go well for its stars? The Thai actors. Let's see. Love Out Loud Fan Fest. Oh, here it is. Is it gonna go well? Is it gonna go well for its stars? Okay, there's that one. Thank you. This one. The one that flew off is the 10 of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. I see rain. I see a lot of rain. So it might be raining. The Lovers. And the 7 of Swords. For the most part, yes, it's gonna go well. There will be raining. There will be raining? I don't think that came out good. There is a high possibility of rain. There we go. There's a high possibility of rain. There'll be those that are gonna be critiquing something, right? There's just some people that cannot be happy with anything. And there's like a 7 or 8% of people that are going to be critiquing something. But other than that, yes, it's going to go well. Okay. Before becoming a teacher, I used to work at a clothing store, and sometimes people will try to come in and bargain even though the prices were set, or they will complain about the store, they will complain about this, they will complain about that. Oh Lord, it was annoying as heck. That's what that question reminded me of. Okay, next question. How's Bongyu feeling after releasing his first solo? Okay, Bongyu, how are you feeling after releasing your first solo? Bongyu, how are you feeling, dear, after releasing? Okay, this one. Your solo. We have Amethyst, transformation, certainty, confidence. Okay. Purification with water, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation, goddess of creation, transformation, creativity. Thinking of you, a loving thought, serendipity. Okay. Well, he feels good. He feels good, and it looks like that was something he had wanted to try to do, but at the same time, he wasn't sure if he could. And I'm not just saying because, Hive, whether Hive would allow it or not, no, but, his own insecurity sometimes will get in the way. That's why he wasn't sure he could do it. But he's feeling relief. It almost feels like there's an emotional weight off of him, so it looks like he really put a lot of emotion and a lot of thought into his solo. But yeah, he feels good now. And he feels with more confidence to eventually release something else, another solo. Okay, next one. Taehyun's dating life reading, please. Taehyun is mostly known as B, like literally B of victory from BTS, in case you didn't know. Because that is also something I had to learn when I first got started with my channel. The real names versus like the stage names and stuff like that. So, okay. Taehyun, your dating life. Okay. What can we know about your dating life, sir? Taehyun, what can we know? What can you tell us? Let's see. Okay, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and Ten of Pentacles. Okay, at the moment, from what I can see, it doesn't seem like he's dating anybody. I think Taehyun is still doing his military service. I think. Correct me on that one, because I don't remember, honestly. I think he is. And well, if he's not, he's working on he's focused on his job. That's what I meant to say. Oh my god. Okay. In an effort to try to save some face here. Number one, I'm doing this before I go to work, so I already get up earlier to film this. And number two, English is my second language, and there are moments my brain and my mouth don't connect the right way. Okay, so sorry about that. But yes, he is focusing on his work, whatever that may be, whether it's, songwriting, BTS related stuff, or the military. But he's not single at the moment. Eventually, yes. Eventually, yes, he would like to find somebody, get married, and perhaps start a family with. Okay. But as of right now, that is what it is. Next one. What opportunities will Subin get this year? Okay, Subin. Ah, here it is. Subin. What opportunities will you get this year, 2025? Because I'm filming this in 2025. Subin, let's see. Okay, Six of Pentacles. We had the Death card. Nine of Pentacles. And Six of Cups. Okay, I keep seeing like sportswear. So it looks like he might get more brand ambassadorship. Besides continuing with, his regular job. Being an idol. Once in a while, I see him in like a red carpet. Once again, being a brand ambassador. But the sports thing, that's what keeps coming up. Or at least that's what I see, right? That's what I see. So yeah, it looks like brand ambassadorship or modeling. That is what's going to come up. Okay. Tips for getting started in tarot, please. Okay. Okay, the way I got started, I started off with oracle cards. Oracle cards, those are usually ones that don't have a set meaning. I'll use this one as an example. There's the image, there's a little description. That's how oracle cards work. Now, sometimes the little description that they come with, sometimes I don't resonate with those at all. And I just focus on the image. So keep that in mind. Also, well, use a tarot deck that you like. Because if you just get, for example, the Rider-Waite Smith. If you say, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna start with oracle cards, I'm gonna just go for it with the regular Rider-Waite Smith. The back of the deck, that is always gonna be different. It depends on the designer who made it. But if you're gonna go with the regular Rider-Waite Smith deck, this is a lot. I mean, pick a deck that you like. I started off with oracle decks because, well, this deck was a little intimidating. And I wasn't very confident in my intuition at the time. So, start meditating. Here on YouTube, there's a lot of guided meditations. And you don't have to do it every day, okay? That's a lie. I don't do it every day. I'm not going to pretend that I do. But, even if it's just once a week, that'll help you out a lot. And there's the neighbor going to work, if the microphone picked that up. But yeah, I started off with oracle decks. In fact, you can use whatever oracle deck you feel drawn to, okay? But the oracle decks I started out with is the Imperial Dragons deck. Because I love dragons, always have. I think dragons are very cool. And then the Oracle of the Fairies. Another beautiful, very colorful, very girly. I loved it. I always had a curiosity for, mythological creatures and magic and stuff like that. So I thought, ooh, perfect. And we'll start with these two. And I was able to do readings that resonated with the people I was reading to. So once again, meditating at least once a week. There's a lot of guided meditations and there's 5-minute meditations too. I also listen to music to open up your third eye. Music to increase your intuition. High vibrational music to increase your psychic abilities. There's a lot of those here on YouTube. One thing though, when you're listening to high vibrational music, if whatever you're listening to, if instead, helping you focus, giving you peace, and makes you feel uncomfortable, then stop listening to it. Be aware of this though. If you're gonna do tarot, well, who are you gonna be asking advice from? Are you gonna stay with the light? Or are you gonna go with the darkness? And I know that sounds creepy and scary, but that is the truth though. Okay? Who are you serving? Are you serving, well, I believe in God. So every time I say that, I go with God and its helpers. And it's many helpers. If you're going to go towards the dark side, well, you're free to do so, but keep in mind, it's going to come bite you in the rear big time. Whether you believe in the rule of 3, in the rule of 7, or 77, or just simply karma, if you do bad, it's going to come back to you with interest. So keep that in mind. If you do good and, well, people don't like it, then that's on them. If not, just go to the comment sections. You know what? Go to the comment sections whenever you see Jungkook's face. Oh, that's when you see the real ugly side of people. But yeah. Okay. So you've been meditating. You've been listening to music. You found decks that you like. Maybe you started off with the Oracle deck, but now you're like, you know what? I think I am ready. I want to move on to the Rider-Waite Smith deck. Why do I keep bringing up the Rider-Waite Smith deck? Because that is the original. And every other deck, it is based on that. So, what I recommend, yes, buy the Rider-Waite Smith, but buy one that has the meanings already. There's, the regular right side up, and this one has the meanings also for reverse. Okay. In the beginning, yes, you find yourself reading those, but at the same time, eventually, once again, you don't need that. You just stare at the picture. Also, another thing, if the picture is pointing somewhere, no, pay attention to that. Are all the figures pointing in one direction, or are they pointing in one direction and then it switches to another direction? That can also help you figure out the meanings. Because I remember one time I was reading for my mom, actually. And my mom, she never tells me exactly what she wants to know out loud. She never tells me. She's like, I have a question, and what does the tarot say? And that is how I read. Okay, whatever question she has, I throw the cards. And one time I noticed that the figures in the cards, that were in the beginning, they were pointing to the right, and then eventually there was one pointing to the left, and then everything else was not like a positive outcome. So I told my mom, Mom, whatever it is that you're doing, it's gonna go well in the beginning, but then it seems that you're gonna take a decision or you're gonna switch path. That's when the figure was pointing the other way, and then things are not gonna go that well. And then my mom is later on told me, she's like, you know what? Yeah, I wasn't gonna tell this person and that person about, whatever she was trying to do. But yeah, I will tell them. And in the end, thankfully, everything turned out well. But yeah, don't try to memorize the whole deck all at once, okay? I know this is a long answer, but it takes time, guys. Don't try to memorize the whole deck all at once, because it's a lot. So, take your time. Just go down day by day while you're listening to music to awaken your psychic powers. Look at it, and then, study it for like what, 10 minutes? Keep on studying, and then I'll say, okay, 10 minutes have passed, you're tired. Okay, leave it there. And then the next day, pick up the deck again, look at the meanings, and keep on studying, and eventually you won't need the little descriptions anymore. Okay? That's how it happens. And also another thing I would say is that, well, once you're done, I use incense. Palo Santo helps you out a lot. Clean out your space. Clean out yourself. Okay? I know that was a lot, but yeah, that is how it is. If you want to be serious about it, it takes time. Okay. Next one. Are there any friendships between Blackpink and Enhen members? Okay, let's find out. Enhen and Blackpink. Are there any friendships between you guys? Enhen and Blackpink. Okay, we have Knight of Cups, King of Wands, the Hermit, the Fool card, Two of Cups, and the Five of Cups. There is some, yes. There is a lot of respect too between the two groups. And it looks like most of these friendships revolve around Jennie and Lisa. Now, mind you, of course, Rose and Jisoo, if they encounter Enhen, they do engage them in conversation and stuff like that. But it seems that there's a stronger friendship when it comes to Jennie and Lisa. Nikki, Sonu, Jay, Jake, Jungwon from time to time, and the other members of Enhen that I did not mention, well, the same as Rose and Jisoo. They will talk with them, they will engage them. They will be polite, there will be respect. But yeah, the members I mentioned, those are the ones that have a deeper friendship with Blackpink. Okay? And some people in Hive, they like that and some don't. Because I see a lot of people shaking their heads. It looks like the people at YG, they're okay with it for the most part. But the people at Hive are not. For some reason. Some people just take competition way too seriously, no? Okay. Next one. Will me and my rich crush get married? Okay. A ver. Let's see. Will you and your rich crush get married? In this one, okay, we had a couple that fell down. Let's see. We had the Four of Swords in reverse. We had the Six of Pentacles also in reverse. The Emperor. And the Eight of Wands. Okay, well, there's a 25% no, 75% yes. But here's the thing, though. This crush of yours, he wants somebody that is mentally strong, somebody mature, somebody that's sociable, and somebody that's just not going to spend his money. He doesn't mind pampering and giving, but he also does. He doesn't want just arm candy because he can find that anywhere. So you better be a very mature woman and not just be wasting money. So keep that in mind. Rich people, well, they stay within their circle because, they want to make more money. They don't want to lose it. Okay. Okay. Will NCT Dream ever go to Coachella? Let's find out. NCT Dream. Will you ever go to Coachella, gentlemen? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups. It's actually 50-50. I know it sucks when that happens, but that's my honest answer here. It's a 50-50. There are those that feel that it will be a waste. It will be a waste. That's what some people feel. I cannot remember if people get paid to go to Coachella. I don't remember right now. But either way, bringing a whole team, the whole production crew, whatever it takes to make a concert, right? That people feel that would be expensive. And at the same time, there's people that feel, you know what, it would be profitable. It will give NCT Dream more exposure and stuff like that. And at the same time, there are those that are saying NCT Dream is already very popular. We don't need more exposure. I mean, yes, it would be nice, but still, it would be expensive. And also, it looks like some people in SM Entertainment feel that, yeah, Coachella is a big festival, but it's not like an exclusive type of festival. It's an influencers festival. So, yeah, as of right now, it's actually 50-50. Neither yes or no. Oh, oops. Put that one in reverse. The amount of times that has happened to me. Okay. Next one. If SM debuts a new group this year, will they be successful? Let's find out. SM, if you debut a new group this year, will they be successful? Okay. The card that flipped over is Happy Happy. The Tribe. Okay. A leg up. And we have Higher Power. It looks like it's a 75% yes, it will be successful. And I keep hearing investors are gonna be happy, so yeah, it looks like it will be if they do debut a group. There's a 75%. Excuse me. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do this one and let me grab two more. And that'll be the last three for this video. This one and this one. Like I said, I am filming this before going to work, so, you know. I think, well, at least the timer is saying that I've been recording for more than 30 minutes, so I think that's a good length for a video. And I also don't want to be late for work, so. But hey, summer is coming. Summer is coming soon, so. If you are a student or a teacher, when is your last day of school? I'm curious. They haven't confirmed our last day of school just yet, so I'll let you guys know. Hopefully by today, if not the end of the week. Okay. How do Mingu and Winter feel about each other? Okay. Okay. Mingu, let me use this one here. And Winter. Oh, excuse me. Mingu and Winter. How do you feel about each other, guys? Okay. Okay. We have chains. Interesting. The 10 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. And the Sun card. Okay, well, as of right now, I don't really see like a romantic connection with them. I don't see a romantic connection with them. Now, from Winter, I feel that, you know, if Mingu were to step up and said, hey, want to try dating, want to give this a try, she would be willing. Okay? She would be. There is mutual admiration because, well, both groups have gone through tough times, right? I mean, Pledis was bankrupt when they debuted at 17. And aespa, well, as far as I know, SM has never gone bankrupt. But it wasn't an easy journey for aespa. They were criticized a lot for many things in their beginning. But now both groups are very successful. They're shining in their own light. So there's mutual admiration in that type of sense. You know, being able to, excuse me, being able to withstand the obstacles that come with being an idol and dealing with their companies, right? The things that we don't see. So there's mutual admiration like that. There is friendship whenever they have the time to interact, but that is mostly through music awards. But yeah, as of right now, not really romantic connection. Okay. Okay. Next one. Which members of Meow am I the most compatible with? And the options they put is Gawon, Anna, or Anna, however you want to say that, Ella, Naring, and Suing. Okay, but just looking at this intuitively, I am getting Naring or Narin, Narin, Naring. Okay, let me shuffle. But yeah, that's the first one that caught my attention intuitively. So let's see. Who else? Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Excuse me. Temperance. The Death card. And the King of Cups. Okay. So once again, Naring. Gawon, I see 5% for her. For Anna, there seems to be a 30%. For Ella, like a 3 to 5%. There's not much in there. Yeah, Naring, that's the most. I would say Suing will be like the second most compatible one. Okay. Okay, and the last question for part 2. Let's see. Will Red Velvet have a group comeback? Okay, let's find out. Red Velvet, and I see this one too. Let's see. Red Velvet, are you having a group comeback, ladies? Okay, thank you. And this one, same question. And this one, okay. Okay. We have Breathe, Serendipity, Imagine, Truth Be Told. Okay, here with that Imagine card, I saw people laughing, and one of the things that they were saying, as they're laughing, they're like, oh, imagine Red Velvet having a comeback. That's the type of visual I get with that card, which is so weird. Okay. We had the Death card, the Four of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, Red Velvet, the ladies themselves, they have a desire to have a group comeback. They do. But it looks like, yeah, there's some people mocking them for even wanting that for some reason. I mean, with so many girl groups and younger ones too, a lot of people feel that, well, Red Velvet doesn't have that much appeal. Some people feel that, you know what, instead of like a big comeback, let's just give them like a song. That's it. A song. We can do that. However, in spite of all of that, of all of these people that are saying, and laughing at them, there's a 75% that yes, there will be a group comeback. Now, do I see that being a full album? No. maybe a mini album. But from what I can see here, there's a higher chance of them getting a single, like one song, as a group. For that, there's a 75%. And then for like a mini album, I see a 50% of them having a comeback. And I know that's not a solid yes or no, but that's what I see. Okay. All right, guys. That is all I have for you for part 2. Thank you for being here. I did told you we're not going to get through this whole thing in just one go. So thank you if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for 400 subscribers. We are getting closer to 1,000, which is my goal for 2025. Oh, I'm excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do once I hit 1,000, but I'm pretty sure you guys will have suggestions and stuff like that when we get to that point. Okay. Thank you once again. Thank you for watching the whole thing. If you made it this far, I will put the Q&As, but I will also try to make other videos so that way it's not just, the Q&As on your feed. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you once again for liking, sharing, and subscribing, or disliking and commenting negative things, because at the end of the day, you're still helping me, so joke's on you. All right, guys. I will see you on the next one. Have a good day, have a good afternoon, or a good night, and see you later. Bye.